Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We have a ton of content coming out all the time. Our usual shout out of appreciation to our patrons. We absolutely appreciate all those tips and support. Just going to go towards making the channel better, hopefully adding more games at some point. We really want to put Relate in. If you're curious about it, go ahead and check the description of the video down below. I hope all of you patrons are appreciating and enjoying those exclusive videos that we're putting out for you guys every single week. And if anybody has anything they would like to see us film, if you're one of our patrons, just email us on that particular site. We'll go ahead and film that up for you. And if not, just email us at sincityliving.lv@gmail.com. We love filming that stuff. Doesn't matter what it may be. It could be related to dice, blackjack, baccarat, pai-gow, casinos in general, being a dealer, or just Las Vegas life. Email us. We're more than happy to film it for you. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into today's video. Today's video is going to be not a new strategy. It's just going to be a discussion of some of the strategies. Basically, what are some of the top strategies to play if you are a low bankroll player? If you don't have a super heavy bankroll, what do you want to do? What are some of the better strategies to be able to play for a decently extended amount of time or to win a large amount of money? Because all of these strategies can be used one of two ways. You can play them in such a way that you could play for theoretically hours, or you can play them in such a way that you blow out your wad in an hour or you make a whole ton of money. It depends. Depends how aggressive you want to be. Now, I'm going to do three strategies that can be used for small bankroll players. Strategy number one is the typical iron cross. As much as dealers kind of roll their eyes every time they see an iron cross and go, oh, another YouTube player. When you really get down to it, the iron cross is actually a pretty strong strategy if you play it properly. One issue is a lot of people don't play the iron cross properly. Properly is 3 units each on the 5, 6, 8 and 2 units on the field. A lot of people do it wrong. They do it wrong and they do the iron cross with 2 units on each and the field. At that point, you're kind of spinning your wheels because you're only winning $4 frickin' on the 5, 6, 8, which is 14 of the 30 possible non-7 combinations of the dice. So almost half the combinations of the dice, you're winning a whopping $4 frickin'. What is the point? You're wasting your own time. At least this way, with the 3 units each, you're winning $11 each time, and that includes bringing your field back. You're winning $21 on all of these, lose 10 there, put your field back, you still collect $11. With $11, that's something you can actually work with. $4, you can't do a damn thing, but $11, you can actually work with that. So at that point, you can do whatever you want. Like I said, if you want to grind it out and play it nice and slow, then you're going to collect your $11. If you want to get a little bit more aggressive with it, then maybe with that $11, you do 1 unit press somewhere. You throw $6 more onto your 6 or onto your 8, or you throw another $5 onto another $5 onto your 5. So you're getting a little bit more aggressive with it, but you're still collecting a little bit of money, but you're making these a little bit bigger so the next time they hit, you're collecting even more. Or then you do maybe another 1 unit press. Keep on going. Or alternatively, you could power press them and reload your field out of your bankroll, or use all $11 to press. Maybe you do a 1 unit press on the 5 and 6 or the 5 and 8 every time when you win $11, and then as you keep going, you just keep pushing. Or you could expand it out. When the field hits, give me a 4. Next time the field hits, give me a 10. Now you've got all the numbers, and now you just start again. Mid press, power press, collect a little, take a little, or collect a little, press a little, whatever you want to do. You have options, however you want to go. But the iron cross itself, by itself, is a pretty darn good strategy because it gives you a ton of options and enables you to be able to make some money with almost every single roll, so that you can then exercise those options. You can't. It doesn't matter how many options you have. You can't do anything with it if you don't have any money. So at least this is going to give you some money, some ability to play around. So what's another one of the strategies? So if we've got the iron cross, now a classic iron cross is a $61 commitment. 67 if you do like I do and put the dealers across player control. But only 61 if you're just doing the regular iron cross. So what other options are there? Well, $61 buy-in, $61 in action in order to do the iron cross. What about 64 in action? What about doing a cross including? If you're on a $10 table, why not just do 64 cross including? As one of our viewers noticed and pointed out when they were tracking things themselves, the horn numbers, the 2, the 3, the 11, and the 12, come out very, very, very infrequently. And you could do a 64 across or a 70 across in my case, because again, I would do the dealer's player control. But you could also add a $5 horn high something, or a $4 horn if you're worried about that 2, 3, 11, 12. But they noticed, one of our viewers did notice as they were playing, that they just don't happen very often, and they were actually losing money on the bet more than they were winning when those would roll, which is pretty enlightening when you consider that a $5 horn high bet is going to win you anywhere between $11 to $57, depending on what rolls and what kind of horn you have. So you can do the 64 cross. I think this is a better option because now when the 4, the 9, and the 10 roll, you are getting paid more than even money. Iron cross, you're getting paid $10 if those numbers roll. With this method, you're getting paid either 14 or 18, possibly 19, depending on what casino you're at. Some casinos will treat the 4 and 10 as a buy automatically at $10. So the 64 cross gives you more options, and it costs you $3 more than the classic iron cross. And again, now you have options. How do you want to do it? Do you want to just same bet every time and just grind it out? Perfectly fine. You can play for a long period of time that way. Or do you want to sister press maybe? Do you want to 1 unit press? See, a lot of people do 1 unit presses. The thing about pressing 1 unit every time something hits is that on the Midland rolls, the 5 to 10 rolls of the dice type of rolls, you generally end up collecting enough that you almost pay for your bets. Sometimes you will pay for your bets. So just like the iron cross, this can become a grinder strategy where you can stay on the table for a long period of time. There's nothing wrong with that. This is entertainment. If you're being entertained and having fun, cool. If you want to stay here for as long as possible, then by all means. This gives you that ability. Now, just like the iron cross, and just like any strategy, the weakness here is a 0.7 out, and there's nothing you can do about that. I've seen super cold tables where 0.7 out 4 times in a row just about annihilated an iron cross player or just a standard across, including or across with a pass line bet. Just got crushed because 0.7 out, 0.7, 0.7 out. If you don't have an opportunity to recoup some of your money, that's tough. Not much you can do there. So what's the third option for a smaller bankroll type of player? It's easy. Inside. Instead of 64 across, why not 34 inside? 34 inside, or 32 inside if the point happens to be a 6 or an 8. Now you've got a smaller bankroll. Now you've got a smaller at risk, just a little bit over half at risk versus the others. I would have 40 in action because, again, I would have the $6 across for the dealer's player control. But either way, it's still less of a buy-in than the classic iron cross or the 64 cross, including 70 with my dealer bet. So it's a smaller buy-in. You can even go even smaller and just do a 24 action on the 6 and 8. I like at least the minimum, the inside. And again, now you have options because this strategy isn't telling you how to play the numbers you have. It's just saying, hey, you should play these numbers. Play these numbers because they have a decent chance of hitting and making you some money. And then what you want to do with that money is up to you. Do you want to dual press the 6 and 8? Do you want to 1 unit press the 5, 6, 8 every time something hits? Do you want to power press? Do you want to, first time one of these numbers hits, get a 4. Next time one of these numbers hits, get a 10. And now all of a sudden you're 54 across. Next time something hits, maybe get a 9. You're 64 across including. Or maybe you have a pass line bet so you don't need the points. You get to 54 across. Now you start press a little, collect a little, mid-press. or now you start power pressing, or maybe you do a combination of everything. Maybe you go across, then you sister number press, then you mid press and collect a little bit, and you do the mid press, collect some, press some, and then look at your bankroll and go, hey, I'm even. Screw it, I'm going to power press. Now you can power press. Why not? You have options. All three of these methods give you options. There's different ways you can play them. I know these seem like really high buy-ins, but again, we're on a $10 minimum bet table. If you're on a $5 minimum bet table, you can cut most of these in half. But finding a $5 minimum bet table is extremely difficult. So I would say at the very least, a 24 action on a 6 and 8, 12 each. But I personally would do 34. But again, there's it's up to you. But they give you options. All of these take a smaller amount of initial investment. It may seem high, but unfortunately, $10 minimum bet table, you're gonna have to invest some money, unless you just want to pick just one number and throw 10 bucks on it and then just hope. In which case, go check out our marching soldier video. That one is a lot of fun. But otherwise, this is, from a dealer standpoint, for what we see every single day for 8 hours a day, these are the three best strategies when it comes to smaller bankrolls. At least the best starting strategies. That's the thing, again, about these. These are starting strategies. What you do with them from that point on is entirely up to you, and you have options. So I hope you guys find this enlightening, interesting, illuminating, fascinating, or entertaining. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and as usual, bye now.